G'day, John Canny here. Today we're off to the Sunshine Coast Camping and Caravanning Expo. We're here in a place called Boccarina, which is on the Sunshine Coast, and it's a beautiful day today, as it often is in Sunshine Coast, Queensland, Australia. Mind you, yesterday, not far from here, down at the Gold Coast, they received 250 millimetres of rain, or 10 inches of rain, in just 3 hours, so they're struggling a bit down there. But as is often the case, the next day is beautiful sunshine. We're about to go into the caravan camping four-wheel drive show to see what's interesting in there. Okay, so here we are. First thing to do is grab a brochure. Sunshine Coast Expo. Let's have a look around. So tell me about this stuff.
Yeah, so this is extreme gravel gear. So we are a New Zealand business. We've actually just launched the brand now in Australia. We've launched into 7 different countries worldwide. We're taking on some top dogs in the industry in terms of shock design and quality on it. So today on display, we've got some of our main featured shocks, which is the 2.5-inch monotube shock absorber. It runs a 22mm chrome moly pushrod on the inside, which makes it a really beefy shock absorber, which means you can withstand quite a lot of heavy ruts and jumps, and when you're going to really rough outback terrains.
G'day, firstly we're looking at this Rax Track stuff, which I've heard a lot about, and I know it's really innovative, and I'm looking forward to getting some myself, because one of the things I hate doing is unbolting my awning every time I want to take it off and put it back on. So you can solve that problem for me, can't you?
Starts with a little system like this. You unlock it with your key.
Yep.
This is the piece that obviously attaches to your awning.
Yep.
Sits on there like that. Unlock it with your key. Pull your pin out. Oh, that one's locked. Pull your pin out like that. And then it just lifts straight off.
Wow,
like
how good is that?
And then when you're driving around, put the nice cover back on.
Looks nice and neat still.
And we can do pretty much any awning on the market. We've got the little version, or we have the big version.
What would it cost me to get a set of those?
Starts at 165.
Yeah, well that's not too bad either, is it? It's a neat little camper, a she-oak. Looks like we've got a bit of a kitchen out the back here. Pretty simple, straightforward. A couple of cupboards. So 34 tow-away price, eh? No, 31 base price. Sleep in here. Simple little unit. Storage at the front, no doubt. This is where the fridge will go. Yep, fridge slide. Certainly a range of different options in the lumberjacks. That's the little baby one. Grows up a bit there and gets bigger. You've got these inflatable. We're here at Opus, right?
Setup camp.
Okay. Setup camp. Okay. Yep. So one of the unique things about what you've got is this inflatable system.
Exactly.
Which I've seen on YouTubes and things like that, but never actually seen it in practice, and often wondered, quite frankly, what's it like?
You'll see, look, any of there are 3 models that are inflatable with Opus. This is our light, this is our baby version.
Yep.
But that same technology is applied through the 3 models that are inflatable: the light, the 2, and the 4. And they all, I guess, meet different requirements for different customers.
Yep.
This is a great little camper because it's a stripped down version of the OP2. So it still has a 4-burner kitchen, albeit smaller, has 80 litres of water on board. Still all the same air inflatable technology, but it's a really lightweight camper at only about just over a tonne as a tare weight. Wow. ATM around about 1,500 kilos. So many of the smaller SUVs, very comfortable in towing something like this. Forward fold, double bed on the front. You fit a 75 litre fridge in there. It's got a lithium battery on board. Really great little camper to tow.
Before we go, how long would it take to set something up like this?
You can go from fully packed down, which kind of looks like that blue one over there.
Right, which is that?
That's the OP4. So you can go from that to fully set up in under 20 minutes. And most of that time is you just watching it. Finding a camp chair and just...
Right, having your first beer sort of thing.
Exactly right. Well, that's why the beer fridge is so accessible.
It's got to be
inflating. But coming up with this is our flagship.
Right, gee, this looks pretty good too, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. This is the one that was first created by Opus.
Wow, look at this, eh? This is
Originally created in the UK, redesigned to meet Australian conditions, so hence the reason the full off-roader gear, but dual fold. Now, double beds at either end are standard. The bed that you're looking at the moment is the forward bed. The rear bed at this end, that actually can become an actual king bed, so we can reposition these cushions this way. This one comes into this corner, this one comes into that corner. We get rid of 2 corner pieces, and then you actually sleep north-south.
Wow.
So that becomes a full king-size bed when that's set up like that.
The headroom's terrific, isn't it?
Check this out. Like, you have to be 6'7" to touch the roof.
Yeah, well, I can't touch the roof, that's for sure.
This is the OP4.
So you're telling me this starts at 34,990.
It does.
This is what we just looked at inside,
Exactly.
and it looks very slick indeed.
All right, so what we're going to do is Dan's on the other side showing basically how easy this is to set up. You'll see there are gas struts which hold on to anything that has any weight. So there are, on this model, 2 bed lids, gas strut either side, and the same at this end. Now normally we get to this point, we're actually going to put the spare tyre down. It's already down in this position already. That's nothing more than 2 clips, and up and over we go. Now as we go do that, we're going to get these 2 little support legs which sit rear of the camper. I'll go down in there, and this is going to hold this bed lid as it comes down. Just clicks into here. Dan will be just about finished there on there. So this is your main control panel here, which controls all different elements of the camper. Lights, water. There is 160 litres of water on board with this one. This is the main on-off switch for the air pump, and that's the soft switch which turns it on. Now that's going to run now until it fully inflates, till it gets a maximum pressure of 7 psi. That's it. That's the only pressure that sits inside these vans. Is going to go up. It's going to inflate on this one about 4 minutes. So, you know, it's a bit unexciting if you go.
That's pretty impressive, I got to say.
The pump is now stopped at 7 psi. We would isolate the pump from the tent, which is just a shut-off valve inside there, and you're done. And obviously, with the annex attached, it's inflating at the same time, and for obvious reasons, we don't have enough space to have an annex on. Now stay there, because I'm going to help Dan release the valves, but watch how quickly it goes down.
Okay, well, this is the next bit. Okay, so we're going to see this thing deflate. Whoa!
Broke it. We can only do the demo once.
Yeah. Family-owned business. Their filters are compact, back-flushable, long life, and Best has the silver safe to kill.
Let's have a quick look at one of these big boys. Wow, I've got a toilet, proper toilet, separate from the shower, so you're not raining on your toilet. 3 bunks for kids. Kitchen, air conditioned, and double bed for the parents with telly. Okay, so this is an additional filter we can put on board, is it?
Most popular way is using it on the hose, so when you're at the caravan park you get the good clean water.
Ah, right.
Alternatively, you can fill up your tanks with it, gets rid of all the dirt and the chemicals. Sanitising with the silver safe technology there, kills the bacteria off, so it keeps that all bacteria free. So you can build them inline. Your Kimberley campers have been using ours like that standard for over 10 years.
Right.
So, or you can have it on the hose. As you can see, it's mirror image there. So all water has dirt in. After a while the flow may reduce, so it's only a matter of simply disconnecting it, putting it back to front, flushing the dirt to the ground.
It'll flush itself out,
and
will
you
it?
hook it up and you can run it the other way.
So this looks like a good device to me to just when you're filling up from odd areas of water supply.
Yeah.
Just whack this on your hose.
Yep.
And you got a filter going before the water gets into your tank.
That's
you know,
correct,
I've got some filters in the tank, but
Yep.
you want to keep as much out as you can.
Yeah.
So what's something like that worth?
They're all the same filter, so you get the choice of no ends for 115, 119 with the plastic ends,
Yep.
or 135 for the lead-free brass.
Yeah, well, let's go for the lead-free brass, I'd reckon, if you were buying one of these.
Yeah.
And what I'm liking is that it's Australian made.
100% Australian made, mate.
Yeah, well.
As far as I know, it's the only one that is.
The new Dometic fridge.
Yeah, this is the CFF12, so due to be released in a few weeks' time. 13 litres, so 2.5 litres bigger than the old model. It's now classed as a CFF fridge for us in that range. So
CFF.
CFF. So it's been bumped up from the old CF model. So with that now has a Waco compressor. Also has a 3-year warranty now as well. It's still got digital control, battery protection, all those good features. You can run it as a full freezer down to -18. And I think I said it comes with a 3-year warranty, and it has 240 volt built in as well.
240 built in. So let's have a look inside.
So that's it there. It also comes with a shoulder strap as well. But you've also got a little guide there to run a tie down strap through the front, and there's also one on the back. You can also, through this guide here, if you were to chuck this on your back seat in the middle, you can run a seat belt around the front, slide it through there and clip it in to stop it going through your front window. Obviously got the cup holders in the front here as well. These are bigger than the older ones, so it'll take bigger bottles and bigger cans and tumblers and things like that. And the retail price is $6.49.
Yeah, well that's the important part, isn't it? That's good. So as I said, that's the option to the Bushman, which we can see is 15 litres as compared to 12, so very similar. This has got a great reputation. I don't know, $200 more, maybe it's worth it. Anyway, at least there's an option now. Certainly the reputation of Bushman fridges, which are an Australian made fridge, is impeccable. Here's what we're looking for. Wow. This is more my style. Isn't this lovely? Beautifully done. What you've got here?
They're sand grabber formats for most four-wheel drives. We've been making them for about 25 years.
Yeah, I have heard.
All in Brisbane.
I have heard of them. They're pretty good, from what I understand.
They're the 3 colours that you get sand grabbers in.
Right.
And we've also started a new range now called mud grabber over there.
Okay, so tell me about the sand grabbers. What, when you call them sand grabbers, what's
They're
this?
a perfect fit for each individual vehicle.
Right.
So if you've got a 200 series, for example, we actually design them on the floor of the vehicle.
Right.
So they're all different for each car, and yeah, they clip in.
And Australian made, of course, which is great.
Yeah.
And the sand grabber, the mud
grabber, Australian made. We make those at our factory in Melbourne.
Well, here's an interesting contraption if you get sick of camping. Looks like a lot of fun, doesn't it? Mere $16,000 and you've got one. Now we've got the next gen Ranger here, the V6, with a purpose-built unit to go on the back. Wow, this looks pretty impressive, doesn't it? Serious looking vehicles here. Wow. Wow, this is serious stuff. Bit big for me. Not exactly what I'm thinking of taking away with me, but I guess if you're wanting to go somewhere in something big, this is what you get. Okay.
Concept canopies and tactical tours. We're down at Brendale, right near Creative Conversion. So we're chopping the 300 series, which is one of the first ones.
Okay, so this is a 300 series, is it?
300, then you chop on the 300.
So what have you done to it?
So this one's got the chassis extension, the GBM upgrade to 4495. Got the GCM of 8.2.
Right,
so,
wow,
yeah.
wow.
they've done a really great job, as you can see. They've got some nice new angles in the way they're doing it from update from the 200 series, and they've got these lovely new panels on the on the doors. So no more latches. No more latches. That's great.
This is the chopped 300 series, eh? The GR2.
And also their location on the site map. And there are lots of exhibitors who have moved locations. So if you're not
wow, eh? GCM of 8,200 kilos. Some machine. I'd hate to think what it cost. So this would be a great conversion with a canopy on the back, of course, for an overlander.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so we work on the same street as Creative Conversions. So they do the chop, the chassis extension, and then it can come up the road to us, and we can put either a tray or...
Have you got a canopy to show me?
Yeah, we've got plenty of canopies to show you. Well, this is the 200 series.
Okay, so you can see the difference there.
You can see the difference, yeah, the updates there and the angles.
Wow,
and,
look at this, eh?
Yeah. So our sort of point of difference, I guess, in the market is we're really focused on maximising your GVM, so keeping them really light. So they're all custom made out of our own internal extrusions, and we do that to keep the construction really strong, but also as light as possible. So we try and make sure people get the most use out of the GVM they have available, and make really practical use of the space that you have.
Sure. Okay, so we've had a good look around the Sunshine Coast Expo, seen a few little interesting things which I hope have been of interest to you. I haven't focused too much on these massive big caravans because there's a lot to talk about with those, and I'm no expert on caravans. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.